Are you struggling to keep up with boxing? Download the Boxing Showtimes app for the latest fight schedules, full undercards, boxer stats, news, and real-time updates. It's more than just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join.
Boxing King Media, powered by the Riyadh season. We're in Riyadh. Shane McGuigan, also known for your punditry skills as well as being a good coach now, and you've been hired by Sky to run the commentary this weekend.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Something different, gets me out of my gym clothes and into a bit more formal gear. So looking forward to it, and what an amazing event and fight to work.
Well, I'm guessing when you set out to be a trainer, obviously you did some amateur boxing before. Is this something you kind of thought, I want to do it one day, or is it just kind of come naturally?
No, I mean, Dad obviously spent he spent probably about 14, 15 years doing the punditry for Sky, and then obviously with ITV and before for Eurosport. So he's been involved in it. He's very good at breaking down fights and analysing things on the spot. It's easy to do it before or after, but when you're in the moment, it's a skill in itself. So I've always seen him do it, and you can't get them right every time. And that's the thing. You've got to kind of put your neck on the line and put yourself out there to be criticised, but it's all part of the game.
You've set the standard really high now, because last time you kind of called it blow by blow when it came to AJ and Dubois. So everyone's probably going to be expecting you to kind of do a Mystic Meg thing and just kind of predict what's going to happen.
I don't know if I could do it. It's going to be harder to do it on this one, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, with saying that, it's one of the fights that, anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. So it's really important that you stay present and you stay focused and you look for the small finite details, because who would have predicted that Tyson Fury was in such a great rhythm in that first fight, and then next thing you know, that shot came out of nowhere and completely swung the fight.
Definitely did. And before we talk about the fight, what do you make of the winter? It's like we're in the Wonder Garden in the Winter Wonderland. Pretty mad, isn't it?
Incredible. I've come out here quite a few times recently, so every time I come out, it's there's a little bit more added and built. So it's a phenomenal place, and it's growing at the speed of light.
It's always something new, innit? So let's talk about it. So you've seen some of the antics this week. The initial talk of the fight week was Tyson's coming in heavy. I don't know whether it looks heavy or not. I've heard in the last 24 hours there's issues around the beard. USYK team aren't happy about it.
Signed off now, apparently. Yeah, it's been signed off because they said it's not going to grow any longer. So obviously the third judge has changed as well. They're looking at the American judge Steve Whitefeld, I think his name is. So they're just having a dispute on that front right now. All of these things I don't think is going to be a factor for Alexander Usyk. He's a guy that just puts it to his team. I think Tyson Fury's, these things can sway him and they can get in his head. So I think out of the two, these problems are going to lean more towards winding Tyson up.
This beard situation, so does he have to trim it, or does he have to just keep it as it is?
From what I've heard, it seems like he can keep it.
Yeah. And you tell me, because you've been in the ring as well, I've seen a lot of comments, people saying, oh, the beard softens the blow on your chin. Does it?
Not at all, no. I mean, no, not from what I've seen and noticed. So, I mean, years ago, Danny Williams had to shave his beard, and I think so did Anthony Small as well. So yeah, it's there's been times, and obviously in the amateur boxing, it used to be clean shaven. So you're right. I used to spar people with beards, but I don't think I actually fought anyone with a beard. So I'm probably not the most qualified to talk about that. But I think it's just it's his look. I'm pretty sure that the Wilder 2 fight he came out with a rugged beard. So maybe it's when he's in that seek and destroy mentality.
And talking to seek and destroy, we saw at the press conference, all he kept saying was damage, a lot of pain. Then he flipped at the end of the press conference, and then he was dancing a few moments later. So we saw 3 different sides of Tyson's personality. Based on what you saw there, break it down, because the ultimate question is going to be, I'm going to ask you, who wins and how?
I mean, it's just Tyson Fury, isn't it? He lives on the edge, and he's an emotionally driven guy, and I don't think he's not predictable. He's not predictable in how he approaches it. Even now, he's probably going through different scenarios and what's the right way to approach it. But he's such an instinct fighter, which has always been a huge benefit to him. But he's also in there with a guy that's probably even more of an instinct fighter than him. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to try and stamp his authority. Will that be a good factor for him? Will that be the right approach? Personally, look at Derek Chisora. He had lots of success early in the fight against Usyk, and then it really cost him late down the stretch once Usyk got into his rhythm. I don't think Tyson Fury is that good at going forward. I don't think he's that good at being able to track someone. And when he hurt Usyk with the uppercut in that first fight, Usyk took the next shot away from him really, really quickly because he struggles to track. So if it was me and I was Tyson Fury, I'd be making sure I land my shots, deliver the shots with full intent, but not being greedy, not trying to roughhouse him, because 350, 400 people have tried in the amateurs and professionals and they come up short. And I think, you've got to look at where he was getting success. He was getting success on the jab, he was getting success on the right hook to body, right uppercut, right hand. When he looked for the third shot, the fourth shot, that's when he held his feet a little bit longer and was getting countered over the top, because Usyk's so good at punching with you and countering you on the inside. So personally, I think that's the right approach. I believe he's going to try and maul him. And if he does that, if he tries to go out there and maul him and manhandle him, how much is he going to take out of him? Will he get stopped? Personally, he might get stopped down the stretch if he approaches the first 6 rounds too aggressively.
So it's interesting what you said there. That seems to be the common theme amongst a lot of people I've spoken to. Dom Ingle was a massive fan of Tyson and he obviously wants him to win, but he, to my surprise, has picked Usyk to win as well.
Yeah, I think Usyk will win on points. I think that's a safe bet. I just don't see how Tyson will get sustained combinations off on him. He might catch him with the 1 or 2 good shots, and maybe with that little extra weight, he might buzz him and potentially even drop him. But with Usyk's natural fitness and the way he trains and the way his feet are able to move, he's able to get out of the way of trouble. And if he does get up, he'll completely negate the next attack. And I think the longer they're in combat, it's favouring a naturally faster, fitter man in Usyk.
So Shane McGuigan's opinion is it's going to go at Usyk points.
Usyk points, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he even stops him late on. If Tyson's more aggressive, which I think he potentially could be, but safe bet is Usyk on points.
Interesting. I'll tell you what's interesting about this. Tyson, second time, third time, he brings the most fans out to Saudi as well.
Yeah, they really come out in force. I got on the plane the other day, and there was a load of English fans coming out. So. Yeah, they've really come out and supported him, which is great to see.
Shane, thank you, mate. I know you got a job to do on Sky, so no pressure. People are expecting another prediction. Thank you.